Some men will do anything to get a woman of their choice. It is even written in the scriptures. Genesis 34:12. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me. But give me the damsel to wife. Many are familiar with the Torah law for the dowry of virgins. Exodus 22:16. If a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay the money according to the dowry of virgins. According to this Torah law, if a man takes a woman's virginity, he is obligated to make her his wife. But if her father refuses, he still has to pay the dowry of virgins. This would most definitely discourage men from taking a woman's virginity without asking her father for her hand in marriage first. It would also discourage unrighteous men from further defiling the daughters of the world. Only serious men who value a good woman would be willing to pay the dowry of virgins. This dowry is sometimes looked upon as selling your daughter for money, but this is without a doubt not the case at all. A woman's virginity is a high value in the sight of the Most High and men. Leviticus 21:1. And Yahuwah said unto Moses, Speak unto the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say unto them, And he shall take a wife in her virginity, a widow, or a divorced woman, or profane, or an harlot, these shall he not take, but he shall take a virgin of his own people to wife. A father is a young woman's protection of her most holy possession, her virginity. Ecclesiasticus 42:9. The father waketh for the daughter, when no man knoweth, and the care of her taketh away sleep. When she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age, and being married, lest she should be hated. In her virginity, lest she should be defiled, and gotten with child in her father's house, and having a husband, lest she should misbehave herself, and when she is married, lest she should be barren. Young women of the world are sadly without this kind of protection. There is no fine for taking a woman's virginity without asking her father's hand in marriage. Is it a surprise that there are many unrighteous men and women in the world today? They do not know a woman's worth. I hope to change that in this video. What was the dowry of a virgin? Deuteronomy 22:28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife. Because he hath humbled her, he may not put her away all the days of his life. This verse in Deuteronomy is saying the same thing as Exodus. If her father refuses, she will not be his wife, but he still has to pay the dowry, which is 50 shekels of silver. I will investigate the monetary worth of a woman's virginity in dollars in comparison to 50 shekels of silver. Please fully understand that this is a dowry for a wife and not a one-night stand. Before I continue, I must add that this dowry mentioned in the Bible is not the same as practiced by other nations. For example, in India, the groom receives a dowry to take a wife. This is absolutely backwards to the Most High's ways. Many dowry deaths have occurred because women in general are devalued. Watch the short clip provided at the end of this examination of a virgin's worth. What is the value of 50 shekels of silver? A shekel is about 16.67 grams of silver. This means you would need about 833.5 grams of silver to pay for the dowry of a virgin. The price of silver has gone up and down for centuries. In 1344, the price of silver was $400 per ounce. In 1477, $806 per ounce. 1545, silver drops. 1780, silver falls below $100 per ounce. 1890, $50 per ounce. 1980, $68 per ounce. 1998, $6.24 per ounce. In 2003, $4.07 per ounce. Silver is worth less now than in Bible days. It is no longer considered money. What is a virgin worth today in dollar bills? If a virgin is valued according to 50 shekels of silver, then in 2003, a virgin was worth about $120.07. $120.07 is not even a half a week's income for a low-wage earner. It should be noted that Yahushua was betrayed for only 30 shekels of silver, not even enough to pay for a virgin's dowry, and Joseph was sold into slavery for 20 shekels of silver. a middle-class dwelling rented for about 5 shekels a year, and the average wage was about 15 shekels a year. This means a virgin's dowry would be about 3 years' income for the average wage earner. 50 shekels of silver today would be the equivalent of $100,000. Of course, at this price, it means you kept her for life and not just a one-night fling. Jacob confirms this by working many years to pay for the dowry for his wives. Genesis 29, verse 15. And Laban said unto Jacob, Because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall thy wages be? And Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored. And Jacob loved Rachel, and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter. And Laban said, It is better that I give her to thee, than I should give her to another man. Abide with me. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days, for the love he had to her. And Jacob said unto Laban, Give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go in unto her. And Laban gathered together all the men of the place, and made a feast. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah his daughter, and brought her to him, and he went in unto her. And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah his handmaid for a handmaid. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, What is this that thou hast done unto me? Did not I serve thee for Rachel? Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me? And Laban said, It must not be so done in our country, to give the younger before the firstborn. Fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years. And Jacob did so, and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel his daughter to wife also. And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah his handmaid to be her handmaid. And he went in also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet 7 other years. It was thought to be fair trade for Jacob to work for 7 years to pay for the dowry of Rachel. What are the benefits of paying a dowry for a virgin? Fathers are encouraged to take care of their daughters. Daughters know their value. Virginities are held longer. Men would know the value of a good woman. A one-night stand is less likely. To summarize, a virgin is worth the price of selling your second younger brother into slavery, plus betraying the Messiah, or working 7 years for your father-in-law with room and board, or every single income earned for a little bit over 3 years for the average middle-class worker, which would equal about $100 US. Cheap whore, $30. Hot date, $300. Virginal wife, $100,000. Virtuous woman, priceless. Proverbs 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Every woman is born a virgin and is worth the dowry of $100,000. But who can find a virtuous woman?
Now, an ancient marriage custom is leading to a life of suffering for many women in Bangladesh. The dowry is the payment of money and goods by a woman's family to her new husband. It's officially banned in Bangladesh and in India, but it still goes on. And increasingly, it comes with abuse. The statistics are hard to find because the crime is underreported, but in India, it's estimated more than 6,000 women die every year from dowry-related abuse. In Bangladesh, nearly 66% of the women murdered in 2005 were victims of dowry-related domestic violence. Tony Bertley reports now from Dhaka on how the demand for dowry is leading to torture and even death.
A traditional wedding in a developing country, it should be the start of the happiest period. For some women in Bangladesh, it can signal the start of a nightmare, which can lead to abuse, torture and finally murder. Even though it's illegal, many Bangladesh marriages happen with an agreed dowry. In hard times, it's sometimes not enough. Rina got married when she was 12. Her parents paid nearly $300 for her dowry. It was $400 and a bicycle less than what had been agreed, and her husband inflicted a horrific punishment.
I didn't know anything about acid. I was sleeping in my father's house when he and his friends broke in and poured acid on my face. I was shouting and screaming, "Fire on my face!" but nobody splashed water on my face. That's why I suffered severe burns.
Before this, Rina had been tortured with burning sticks for more money. Her parents endured their own torture because they were poor and couldn't pay. They, like many others, had to endure in silence.
They torture their wives, the husbands, they torture their wives for dowry demands. They continue. It's not only during the marriage. The demand for money continues after the marriage. And this is, marriage is a big, income source for men. In many cases, these wives would like to leave their husband, this abusive husband, and that these husbands cannot accept. And then they throw acid, so that, if you're leaving me, you don't have any future.
There are no nationwide statistics of just how many dowry brides are killed and tortured, but it's estimated there are thousands every year, though the overwhelming majority are never reported to police.
Dowry killings are nothing new. They've been happening here for generations, but the global economic downturn impacts more on poor countries like Bangladesh, where there is a growing desperation for money.
Those brides who can't pay are often beaten, some are made to drink sulfuric acid, others forced to commit suicide, and some are murdered. These cases are not restricted to the poor only. Mitu was 18 when she married, young and beautiful, from a good middle-class family. Her parents paid a dowry of $1,500, but the husband and his family demanded more.
The day before she was killed, they demanded money, saying they can't guarantee her safety otherwise. I told them to wait for my husband to return home. I'm not that rich to give them money whenever they want. But the next day, she was dead.
She was strangled in a downstairs room while her mother slept. Mitu's husband, Masum Alam, fled. Most dowry killers do. Some of those caught have been given life prison terms. Some have even received the death penalty. Rina serves her own sentence every time she looks in a mirror or walks in the street. She says her father died of shame and a broken heart because he felt he failed his daughter. Mental scars to add to the physical ones she and many others will carry for the rest of their lives. Tony Bertley, Al Jazeera, Dhaka.